It's not straight yet. My face is straightening out, but it's not straight yet.
Mm.
I've been told it can take up to a year before it straightens out properly. It's important to be able to keep a straight face.
Dude, really? You went there.
Well, yes,
Yes,
that's
of
right.
course.
I went there.
You did. You went there.
We want to talk to you about our tour.
Yes, we're going on tour with Master Ego.
We thought we'd tell you something about this tour and share some memories and stories.
Yes, we
Um,
actually have a few of those from a few of the places that we're going to visit. Actually, 3 out of the 6.
yes, the tour kicks off on January the 23rd in Frankfurt at a venue called Nachtleben, and I don't recognize that name, so I don't think we've played there before, but we have
Not
it in Frankfurt.
specific venue.
Yeah. So I thought do you have any memories from our last gig in Frankfurt?
Oh, they are a bit hazy, I'm going to admit. Yeah.
I have a story. It's a story about how 2 grown men got lost in the countryside.
Right.
Because I don't remember why, but Johan decided that he wanted to row.
Yes, he always does that though.
Yes, but as you may or may not know, Johan does not have the greatest sense of location. But he is very keen on overcoming this deficiency by exposing himself to situations where this deficiency becomes a definite drawback.
A bit of a hindrance, I'd say.
So him and I went walking. It was snow outside, and we went walking into Frankfurt from the venue. I don't remember the name of the venue, and I remember we came across a adult movie store. And this wasn't a overly remarkable adult movie store as per se. However, there was one very remarkable thing there which has haunted both our memories ever since and remains an internal joke.
You showed everyone this thing in the end.
Yeah, because in that store we found the ass midget. Now, what is an ass midget? Well, an
you
ass
don't want
midget,
to do.
It is a full-size garden gnome made out of black rubber.
I mean, it was like
midget. Make out of that what you will. We took some photos of the ass midget and we shared it with everyone. It was one of the biggest laugh out loud moments in my life, and we spent a good 5 minutes standing inside that porn shop, laughing our asses off to the ass midget.
Like 2 adult grown men.
Oh yes.
It's worth mentioning is we had this phone company in Sweden a while back ago, and they had this kind of mascot. I think you'd call it a mascot, and it was this gnome, but it's called Tomtin.
It was pea yellow garden plants.
It was extremely yellow, like a garish kind of yellow. It looked exactly like their logo, so that became a really.
It was the exact same mold.
Yes, the exact.
Like it was the same mold. So basically, someone was like, I don't know which one came first, but basically someone said, "What can we do with this garden gnome mold? Let's make a sex toy."
Because that's what you do, obviously.
So after having had a merry time in the porn shop, me and Johan turned back towards the venue. And this is when Johan got lost. And it took us a while to get back, but we did find our way back, and we did get back in time. So we had a wonderful experience together, which I now share with you. And so obviously it was worth it. And so that's why Frankfurt is always the ass midget town.
The same day, Johan and I discussed. I think we discussed the Jungle Book, and I started singing the Lou song, but in Swedish, you know. And that just got stuck on repeat throughout that entire stay in Frankfurt. So, fun memories of Jungle Books and ass midgets, I guess.
That's going to be a difficult story to top.
Yeah.
The next leg of our tour takes us to Bochum and the club Matrix, and we were there recently, and we always have a wonderful time in Bochum.
We love it there.
It's one of our favorite places on earth because everyone's always lovely in Bochum.
Massively supportive, extremely loving, and just happy to be there. Happy-go-lucky.
We can't wait to get back.
Also, there's the ball ocean backstage. Just saying, I'm just gonna have to say that. I found this massive pit with balls, like the plastic balls that you throw kids into and tell them to play amongst bacteria. Anyway, I found that backstage, and I actually fell into it. And the only thing you could see, there's a photo, don't find it. You can see my hands like sticking up like two lonely twigs in the wilderness.
Everyone did eventually have to play in the balls.
Yes. There were a lot of balls.
Except me, I might add. I alone resisted the call of the balls. It was also horribly cold.
Extremely cold. No Wi-Fi, which made us panic because we couldn't contact Elliot. He didn't show up on the appointed time, so we tried to call him and ask him to get there, but you couldn't get 3G, 4G, nothing, no Wi-Fi. So it didn't work. We had to run up the stairs and down to the basement and up the stairs just to try and connect with him. And he didn't reply, didn't answer, and the sound check was closing in. We kind of panicked and freaked out, but he just casually walked in like it rained or something, like, oh, hello, wearing this huge fedora, like looking like a total rock star.
It turned out he had taken the wrong train.
Yeah.
That was also the gig when we didn't get to sleep, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No sleep, except for me. I was like a puppy.
Yeah. So we had to go back to Sweden immediately after that gig.
Yeah, like 4 hours after.
Yeah. So we went directly to the airport, no sleep. And we came to Stockholm airport early in the morning, like 5 in the morning or something like that. Yeah. I remember like Johan walking around like a zombie, carrying his bags, ice big as tea kettles, just longing for the sweet release of death. I remember very little of this entire ordeal.
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember it was a good gig.
It was amazing.
But that's kind of all I remember. It was very hazy.
The thing is, after the gig, we managed to find like drink materials, like lime and ice cubes and some mixers and some vodka or something, and we managed to down a few of those, but we were so tired and we hadn't eaten that much, so it kind of quickly got to our heads, and then we were like just starting to enjoy ourselves, hanging around with fans and just having a good time, and then we had to went to the hotel room. I remember sitting down on the bed and then someone shaking me, and with Johan is like, you can't sleep, I have to go, you have to pack everything, and the coach is here. And I barely remember getting to the airport, and while I was at the airport, I know that I said, I can guard your bags, guys, you go fix the tickets, and I just pulled my huge massive hood over my eyes and I slept right there and then on the floor, like on top of the bags and everything. I don't even remember. I don't remember the flight home. I
seem to remember you actually sleeping and walking at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna refute that because I totally believe you.
I think this gig will be a bit less stressful.
Yeah,
and it's amazing to be able to come back
so
relatively soon.
We've never done a trip back this quickly before, like such a close time.
So looking forward to that. The the next step in our odyssey is Hamburg.
Hamburg. Oh, I love Hamburg.
At Club Head Crash. And
I don't remember that one.
I don't think we played that. We haven't played at Head Crash. I think the place we played in Hamburg was called Markthalle.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
2 times, on 2 occasions.
I looked at pictures here. It's we always played at Markthalle. We were there for both Out of the Line tours.
Yes.
I remember I met Karl Bartos from Kraftwerk there.
We did. I was so starstruck, to be honest. I was
it was during the second Out of the Line tour with Guy Fawkes. And I also remember the first time we played Hamburg was the year before they prohibited indoor smoking. Like Sweden was very, very early with banning smoking indoors.
Yeah, we've had that.
So basically, people didn't smoke indoors like ever, like in our lives. I remember when we unloaded our gear.
Yeah.
Because at Markthalle you park the nightliner on the back. At the back of the building, and then you take the gear through a service elevator.
Yeah.
and every time we went into the service elevator with gear, the roadies would light a cigarette on the way up.
Yep. Why would it ask? Well, because it was cold.
Yeah.
So they'd prefer to smoke inside instead. Anyway, we're not trying to bash Hamburg, like saying, "Oh, I just smell like smoke and cigarettes." And awful.
And also. I remember me and Johan from Auto went to the Reeperbahn like very quickly. I remember seeing police officers with machine guns, which was weird. And I remember seeing like a lot of like lingerie stores selling like spandex jock straps.
Oh god.
So that was interesting. That's basically all I know about Reeperbahn. It's where to go for serious hardware and spandex jock straps. I'm sure that these days you just buy your spandex jock straps on the internet, just like everything else.
Of course.
There's probably a lot of spandex jockstrap vendors that went under in this declining economy.
Yeah.
So that's Hamburg.
That's Hamburg. We made it sound like a shitty experience.
No, I mean, obviously, all of Germany is lovely. It's always been a great place for us to be, and we only have fond memories. Yeah. The next stop on our epic Persistent Illusions tour is München. And we're playing at Kranhalle, and we've never been to München.
It's the first.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be there and help us build new, interesting memories.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what that's gonna be like. But it's don't have anything to share about Munich.
No.
And then on January the 31st, we play Erfurt at Halle 6.
Yes.
And we've never been to Erfurt.
No.
I know nothing about Erfurt.
Me neither.
And did you know that the Baroque composer Johann Pachelbel was an Erfurtian?
No, I didn't. But now I do.
He gave us the 8-chord pop song.
Yes. The mjö mjö mjö.
Anyway,
Anywho.
we finish up our tour, the first leg of our tour, because there's more to come. We finish up in Hameln, playing Sumpfblume Kultur- und Kommunikationszentral, I think. It's such a long name that it doesn't fit inside the ad. Come on, loading. Oh, it's such a long name that it doesn't want to load. Sumpfblume Kultur und whatever may have broken my internet. Let's just say Sumpfblume for short.
Yes.
We've never been to Hameln.
No.
Obviously, we have heard the story about the douchebag with the flute.
Yes.
But I mean,
We're not trick your kids. We're just not gonna go trolling your kids. Like, no. Or your rats, because rats are cool.
Yeah, rats get a bad rap.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. This link definitely broke my internet. That's interesting.
That's promising. I mean, who
Yeah.
knows what else it can do in real life, though.
Never been to Hameln before,
Nope.
so no idea what to expect. But very much looking forward to it.
Very much.
That's all the cities.
We'd love to see you there, of course. And the whole point of touring is to perform our music and make sure that we, I don't know, can get it out there, not just online on, streaming platforms or albums or anything. And touring is getting more difficult these days, as you might know. But touring it's a certain kind of feeling of getting, closer to your fans and supporters. It's more personal in some way, especially now that it's our first. It's our first headliner tour, co-headliner tour with Massive Ego. So, we might not get this chance again if this,
And the reason we haven't toured in 10 years is because it's incredibly difficult to get a tour to make financial sense these days. The fact that we're able to do this together with Massive Ego is amazing.
Yep.
It's our first chance to tour since 2009. So why wouldn't you want to come? Because it's the first opportunity to see us on tour for a decade.
Yeah.
And
It's not just any tour for us.
It might be another decade before we do it again.
Exactly. And it might not be a big, huge tour, but we're doing a lot of things for this tour that we've never, ever done before. We've actually created tour-specific merch. It's exclusive for the tour. The merch will be available for everyone else, but that's just after the tour. So it's your only chance to grab it and get it signed by us in person. Talk to us, spend time with us, maybe get anything else signed if you have earlier records or just shirts or whatever. Just hanging out with us. We're gonna vlog the entire tour. It's gonna get really personal, and the band is huge. We have Johan is doing guitars and the synthesizer. We have Elliot. There's a lot of work going into this tour, and it's gonna be very special. We've never done a tour this big before. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of components to make this work. And it's not just for us, it's for Massive Ego too. They also have to make this work for them. And I'm sure they're doing an incredible job of that. So it's going to be really special. So, you don't want to miss this. It's not a big tour, but it's a special tour, at least for us.
It's also the first time we've ever been able to do a hour-plus long gig outside of Sweden. We'll be playing about 70, 80 minutes. And this means that we'll be able to play songs that we haven't played live ever. And some songs that we haven't played live since the last time we toured. It's the first opportunity ever to see us perform these songs live. And it might be the last.
But we don't want it to be the last.
we don't want it to be the last. We want this to be a grand appetizer for greater things to come, of course, because that makes sense marketing-wise to say that, and of course it is also true.
It is
but
true.
It is true, but it is also logical.
Yes. Yeah, that's about the gist of it.
So, and also in 2020, Ashbury Heights will release a compilation album of sorts with some unreleased material, and it's going to be a box set, and it will contain stuff that's been released but hasn't been available on CD before, or hasn't been available like on Spotify or iTunes before, like stuff we did for YouTube, stuff like that. It's also going to contain an entire album's worth of unreleased tracks. Like some of the oldest songs there were songs that were originally written for the follow-up to Take Care Paramore that was never released. And a lot of it is stuff that was written during the hiatus of the band, and also all the songs that didn't make it to the last two albums. It's going to contain at least 12 songs you've never heard before, but it's also going to contain a lot of rare stuff that hasn't been easily available before. We're calling this release the Ghost House Sessions Volume 1, and we're kicking off the year of the Ghost House Sessions with a single. It's a song called The Past is Perfect, which is a song that me and Jazz wrote before the hiatus.
Yeah, or like in the middle of it, or something.
It's like in the beginning of it. Yeah, it's like it was written like in 2010. Then it just laid on a hard drive for 10 years, and now it's finally time to release it, and it's kind of the official soundtrack of this tour. So we're going to release it as a digital single in January, and we're going to perform it live during the tour.
Yep.
Then there's a lot of other stuff that's gonna happen during 2020, all building up to the eventual release of the Ghost House Sessions. So
there's gonna be a lot of things happening in 2020.
Yeah, it's another reason to come to this tour. Come see, come get a sneak peek
Exactly.
at some new material.
Not a sneaking and snooping. We really hope to see you on the tour. It would mean the world to us, and we've been looking forward for this for so long. It's been a decade since we last toured. So please come and share this experience with us and just have fun. Support the music stuff, whatever. You know all this. You've heard it 1,000 times, but still, it would mean the world to us if you just showed up and danced.
Yeah. So for those of you who took the time to listen to our ramblings, thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep. Let's see. That's 1 hour and 19 minutes of material. Yep. Enjoy cutting this.
Yay!